What is going on, world? What's up, everyone? It's Zero here. Today I'm bringing you guys a brand new Starcraft 2 video between two players on the WCS Pro circuit. Spawning here in the bottom left-hand corner of Lost and Found LE, playing with the Protoss pieces, we have a player who goes by the name of ArT. And on the opposite side of the map, playing with the Zerg pieces, we have a player who goes by the name of Garitos. Garitos? I think that's how you say his name, guys. I'm pretty sure. I'm terrible with names. So I'm sorry if that's not how we say his name, but listen, guys. I'm really excited to cast this game. Reason being is because this is two players who you might not know much about, right? You might not know much about either one of these players in particular, but they are on the WCS Pro circuit, and that's why I love casting these kinds of games for all of you, so you kind of get a better feel of, you know, some more of the players who are on the WCS Pro circuit, or at least are professional StarCraft 2 players, and maybe you could learn a thing or two from them as well. So, without further ado, guys, let's get into this thing right off the bat. It looks like we're getting a standard hatch gas pool from our Zerg player here, Garitos. And then on the opposite side of the map, it looks like a pretty standard build as well for our Protoss player. A gateway into a gas geyser, or in a simulator. And it looks like he's also going to go ahead and get his expansion. So, nothing out of the ordinary, at least at this point in the game, guys. I'm excited to see what these guys decide to do. I mean, what kind of, you know, styles I've been seeing. You know, a lot of the when it comes to the ZVP matchups, I'm seeing a lot of Zerg players go with, you know, different kinds of builds. But I've seen guys going with, you know, heavy Zergling, Baneling, Hydra builds. You know, even going into the Lurkers as well. Whereas I've been seeing a lot of High Templars used. And then, of course, Archons as well as Immortals for the Protoss in this matchup. Because the High Templar, I've been saying this over and over again, guys, the High Templars and, of course, the Storm cast that they have is absolutely devastating, guys. Looks like there was a little bit of a delay here. I personally think that the Storm is the most powerful spell in all of StarCraft 2 at this point, guys. I think it is just so powerful. We do have a Cybernetics core coming up here, guys. And then on the opposite side of the map, we see the Zerg speed upgrade coming up for our Zerg player. So nothing, like I said, guys, nothing really too out of the ordinary here. Now we are going to have to see. Okay, this probe was just seeing when that third base was going to go up. We do have a Adept now coming across the map, shading. Going to probably see if he can get some more scouting information here. The Queen is waiting for him. Is most definitely waiting. Going to see if he can get really any information at all. Going to see if he can get a couple of kills, and he's able to shade out before getting killed by a couple of those queens. So what we're kind of building up towards a possible macro-focused game here, everyone. So, Stargate is up, and and Garitos did see that this was coming. So we have a Phoenix already out, then the Oracle's coming out, and Oracle coming up as well. More and more queens are being added on here. Seems to me, guys, that you know, as a Zerg player myself, I think adding a lot of queens is absolutely incredible. Not only for diffusing and spreading creep, but also for defense. It's absolutely crucial in this matchup. And I absolutely love, you know, using, you know, as many queens as you really can get. Like, even up to, like, around 10 queens or so. 10 to 12 queens can be so helpful you know, in the middle, like, helping with the mineral lines, you know, helping on defense, and even helping on offense on occasion. We've seen this a couple of times, maybe from, like, Nurcio and guys of the likes of, like, Rogue and Dark. So this Oracle's going to come across the map, going to see if he can do any kinds of damage here. Looks like he's going to get a couple of kills right off the bat there. But nothing completely devastating to the Zerg player. Layers coming up as well as a Baneling nest now for the Zerg player, as well as a decent amount of Zerglings are coming up as well. So I'm wondering if we're going to see a little bit of aggression here from our Zerg player. The third base is now up, and I think our Zerg player is going to see if that base is up quite yet. He's going to find out very soon that this is going up, and probably going to try to do a little bit of some damage here or at least just kind of test the waters. More and more Zerglings are now coming out. Once that Baneling nest is up, I'm assuming he's going to start getting some Banelings. So like I said, guys, Zerglings and Banelings are definitely the beginning to mid-game of the ZVP matchup, I've noticed. Looks like these, an Oracle as well as the Phoenix here are going to see if they can kind of maybe get some more scouting information. Another Oracle now is coming, joining the ranks of the Protoss. But I think I like the position right now that our Zerg player is in. I think he's got a decent amount of defense here. He's gonna now, if he loses this queen, I'm assuming he's gonna get that queen diffused here relatively soon. Okay, so doesn't really do much damage, but just testing the water, seeing what you can maybe get away with and what you can't. Now that we see, of course, the layer up, we're gonna get some Hydras coming out. As well as some of these upgrades now are going to be coming up for the Hydras as well. So these Zerglings, I'm assuming, are going to try to see if they can, maybe get into this main base here, or at least the natural expansion. But, yeah, Charge is being researched right now. We also have the Templar Archives coming up. The Twilight Council is up, and then we're going to also see a couple of gateways. So it looks like, guys, we're going to get, I'm assuming High Templars along with possibly some Immortals. Got a decent amount of Adepts. I'm surprised with all the Adepts that ArT has at this point. There's a big push now coming over to the third base location. I think that our Protoss player does know that this is coming. There is going to be a push here, and there looks like there is going to be some aggression. Immortal is now coming out. Looks like more and more Immortals are being joined. Very nice force fields right here, guys, to really split up this Zerg army. That was beautifully played by the Protoss player here. He's going to try to get a couple of... he's going to try to get the surrounds here on all of these Protoss units. And I'm wondering, guys, if this could be a big engagement for the Zerg player. I'm wondering if he might be just overextending just a little bit, because some of these Zerg units are caught behind the force field, but it looks like at this point he does have enough to continue the push forward here. And I'm wondering, as he's pushing here, some of these Archons are coming, and I think with those Archons that is going to, definitely help this Protoss army. It seems like the Zerg is consistently moving forward here. I think he might be overextending just a little bit too much here. Some of these Archons are now going to basically get some of these Hydras for free. And as we can see, guys, what is happening here with this Protoss-based army is it's becoming slowly but surely a force to be reckoned with Immortals as well as Archons. Wouldn't be surprised if the High Templars are going to be added on, and the Storm gets researched here. It does look like more and more of these High Templar are coming out, as well as these Immortals. And this is what I'm telling you. There's a death ball for this Protoss army that comes out, guys, and it is terrifying to go up against, especially for someone, when you're going mainly on ground-based units. It can get very, very scary quickly. So the Zerg player, though, at the same time, what I do like is this decision to create some Dropper Lords or some... morph in a couple of these Overlords, and maybe go into do some drop play. I'd like that decision a lot, actually. I would like to see that. It does look like our Protoss player is deciding to go with a fourth base, opening up with getting another base here. It's gonna be really smart, but at the same time, we have the Zerg units are starting to assemble here. He's splitting up the army, which I like this decision a lot. Zerglings are kind of getting caught here. It also looks like this Protoss army is starting to kind of try to figure out where they need to go here. And at the same time, though, this drop is going to be happening, so we're going to have to kind of keep an eye out on that. More and more Banelings are coming up here. This Protoss army is caught on the opposite side of the map, at least at this point. These Overlords are going to drop directly into what is going to be the main base location. And all of the Protoss army at this point, now they can mass recall, of course, which is probably going to be a good decision here. But I don't think that this fourth base location is going to be able to hold. I think at this point, what the Protoss is going to plan on doing is going after his 4th base. That is for the Zerg player here. You got to be careful about going too far on the creep, though. And with that being said, this Protoss army is looking scary, guys. The storms are on point. Beautiful storms to really eliminate a lot of those Zerglings, as well as some of those Hydras as well. Some of these Hydras are going to decide to start moving over back towards home, and it looks like they're actually going to go back into the Dropper Lords. He does have some units here at home, so I'm assuming that they're not going to be able to do a whole lot, and especially if he actually snipes these guys for almost free. And the GGs are called, everyone, as ArT takes this game in really good fashion. The defense was really good, and you could just see that death ball of Protoss units was just starting to build, and a lot of these Protoss players are tending to use now the High Templars, the Archons as well. You know, and it gets really scary, guys. And then when you add on the Immortals, it's a very scary army and composition to take on. But with that being said, I hope you all did enjoy this cast between ArT and Garitos. And if you guys did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, stay positive, and as always, I will see all of you guys in the next one. Peace.